Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Get Good Fox, and today I'm going to be getting you a step closer to the Master Angler achievement, which you get by catching at least one of every single fish in the game. For getting this achievement, you will be given a star drop in the mail the following day after completing it. Now, episode 5 is special because it is the last of the seasonal guides for the Master Angler series, but there will be one more episode after this, a 6th part, which will cover the crab pot fishing. But without any further delay, let's begin with Master Angler 5, Winter Season Fishing. Oh, I'm starting to get into making these videos with my custom Adobe After Effects graphics. Anyways, let's get into the chart. As you know, each of my Master Angler videos has had a graph that shows you what fish are going to be captured in each season, and in this case, it's winter season, who'd have guessed? There are 4 exclusive fish in the winter season: the Glacierfish, which is the legendary, the perch, the squid, and the lingcod. And bear in mind that I do have notations, little icons, and little identifiers to let you know if there's a fish that's part of a bundle, if it has something to do with weather, and what time of the day it can be caught in. If it doesn't mention a time of day, it means that it is not a time of day dependent fish, and you can catch it at any time. Alright, though, enough boring charts and graphs. I got my earmuffs on, my red sweater on to lock the chill out, and we are going to go fishing starting in the lake. Bear in mind that even though I said the sturgeon is the only lake fish, there are some just general freshwater fish that can also be caught in the lake, and I just listed the sturgeon as a lake exclusive for simplicity's sake on the graph. Speaking of the sturgeon, this is a fairly hard fish to catch. It is on the lower end of the high difficulty bracket of fish, so it's great for practicing and getting good at the fishing minigame. You can catch one in the lake between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m., and you need at least one for the lake fishing bundle. But that's enough of the lake fishing. Let's move on to the river fishing. I will be saving the Glacierfish, the winter season legendary, to the end of the video because it has a very specific location that it can only be caught in. So instead, let's start with the lingcod. This fish is really difficult. It's a winter season exclusive, and you can catch it both in the river and the lake. It's so hard that it's actually more difficult than the easiest legendary fish, but that means it's excellent to develop your fishing skills at. In fact, in the winter season, between the lingcod and the sturgeon, it is the ideal time to get good at fishing. But then we have the perch, a fish that's the opposite of the lingcod. You can catch it in the river or the lake, and it's super easy. After that is the pike, a moderately difficult fish with a strange zigzagging swim pattern, making it a great fish to train against for new players because it's not too hard, but it's not too easy either. And lastly, we have the tiger trout, another medium difficulty fish that you can catch between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m., and you'll need one for the river fishing bundle. And that's all for the river, except the Glacierfish, which we'll be doing later. And we're going to move on now to the ocean fishing, which is where most of the fish are. And just like the Glacierfish, I'm going to save the red snapper for the end of the video because catching it in the winter is a little odd. But let's get started with the herring, an unremarkable fish that you can catch at any time. There's also the red mullet, another easy fish to catch that you can get between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. And joining the 6 to 7 fishing club is the sardine. However, it's actually used in the ocean fishing bundle. And then there is the sea cucumber, another fish in the 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. bracket, but it distinguishes itself by being one of Willie's favorite gifts. We also have the tuna, another fish in the 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. time bracket, and it's also for the ocean fishing bundle. But now we're going to move into the nighttime section of the ocean fishing, starting with the halibut. This fish can actually be caught at 2 different points in time of the day, starting at 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., then it disappears and reappears again between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. There is also the albacore, which is very similar. It can also be caught at 2 different time brackets, first between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m., and then it disappears and reappears between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. And lastly, the squid, the 3rd winter season exclusive, available between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., and it's a fairly difficult fish to catch. Beware of its tendency to drop to the bottom of the fishing gauge. Alrighty, let's wrap this episode up with the 2 fish I've saved for the end of the video, starting with the red snapper. This is a fish you catch in the ocean between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. You need one for the ocean bundle, but the catch is that you can only get it when it's raining, and it never rains in winter naturally. You have to force it to rain, and the only way to do that is to use a rain totem. To get a rain totem, you're going to need to be level 9 in foraging, and you're going to need 1 hardwood, 1 truffle oil, and 5 pine tar. Grab it, mouse over your character, activate, and then go to sleep. The next day it will be raining, and you can catch yourself a red snapper in the winter. And finally, the legendary of the winter season, the Glacierfish. Look on screen, I'm going to start at Leah's house in the Cindersap Forest, and I'm going to go to Arrowhead Island, the only place you can hook this fish. Go to where I am, cast like I do, and you have a chance to hook the Glacierfish. I say hook because catching it is an entirely different story. This is the second hardest fish to catch in the game, and it is really hard. It's really fast. Grease lightning, in fact. If you're having a lot of trouble catching this fish, then I highly recommend you watch my video of how to fish in Stardew Valley, strategies to get good, which I'm going to link up in the top right corner. But that is that. I've demonstrated how to catch all of the winter season fish. You are very close to becoming that master angler if you've been following my guide and applying it. You can probably taste that star drop that you're going to be getting in the mail, which I guess is going to taste like whatever you said in the beginning of the game was your favorite thing. Anyways, like my video and subscribe for more Stardew Valley content, and remember that you don't have to be good to get good.